rot away. The ears, the nose, like the outer extremities of the body would just rot away from leprosy. Just a disgusting disease. So you'd see people with bandages on their face because they had no lips or nose or ears and things like that. They were horrible, horrified specimens of humanity. And yet he's able to restore these 10 lepers. What the heck are we looking at? How can anyone argue that that's not a benevolent act? That that's not an astounding, miraculous act? Now, here's the deal, guys. To us, it's miraculous, absolutely. To him, he's operating from a paradigm which is inherent to his being. That's normal for him. It's normal for him. When angels appear, for instance, here's a story. Peter, one of the disciples, is in prison. He's chained to a wall. There's Roman guards all around him. All of a sudden, this angel appears. A messenger appears to him, right? Supernatural entity. He's not sure whether he's dreaming or he's awake. What did I say earlier? It fuddles your mind. When we have encounters with these beings, it's hard for us to think straight. So Peter, in the account, is mimicking that. He's having a lot of trouble thinking straight. He's not sure whether he's asleep or awake. And so you got a real problem if you can't, differentiate between the two. The angel doesn't touch him. All of a sudden, Peter realizes that the chains have fallen off of him, his ankles and his wrists. He gets up, and the angel says, "Follow me quickly." All the guards are suddenly asleep. What the heck's going on? The door cell opens. The lock just springs. The door cell opens. They walk out of the prison to the prison gate. The gate opens by itself. No one touches it. And Peter and the angel walk a little further, and this messenger then just leaves him, just disappears somehow back into this dimension from where he came from. And we see this over and over and over again. Now, guys, that is major supernatural stuff. You see what I mean? That is, if I just came on and said, "Hey, a friend of mine is in prison," and listen to what happened, we'd be going, "Wow, what's the guy's name? Gotta talk to this guy." Well, this is what I'm saying. This is the point I'm trying to make. That book is a supernatural guidebook for us, and it's there. It's there for us to look at and learn how to deal in the supernatural and how to walk in it. And that's, in my opinion, that's what it's about. So, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Messiah, walked in this stuff continually. Let me just give you one more example here. And this is just incredible. He's preaching to people. He's talking to people. And remember, there's no pulpit, there's no microphone, there's no, television, televangelist thing. He's on a hillside just talking to a bunch of people. And it's late in the day and people are hungry. And his followers come up to him and go, "Hey, we got to feed these people." You guys have heard the story before. But see, we've heard it so many times it loses its meaning. It becomes, who cares? The bottom line is this. There's 5,000 people, but in reality, more like 15,000 people when you include women and children. They've got a couple of fish, a couple of pieces of bread. Now, it's hopeless. At that moment in time, it's absolutely hopeless. What is he going to do? "Hey, Rock, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat." Somehow, he manifests enough food. He's operating in paradigms that we know nothing about from another kingdom which he came from. And he feeds 15,000 people, and there's stuff left over. What are we looking at? How much more supernatural do we want to get?
Now, Lynn,
I mean, that's just unbelievable.
Lynn, I've got a couple questions I just want to hit really fast from the chat room before we have to end for the night.
Sure.
People, we were talking earlier about the big war in the Middle East.
Correct.
The angels are, the aliens are very possibly fallen angels using these bodies as a way to get around. It's all coming up to a big thing that's going to happen. Is this something we're expecting to happen soon? When can we expect this war? When can we expect these things?
Well, look, I'm not a date setter. Yeah. I'm not a date setter. I never will be. I will say this, that I follow news in the Middle East from a variety of news sources, including the Iranian daily paper, which I read about 2 or 3 times a week, or at least scan it. And things are heating up. For instance, the Russians just sold the Iranians the S-300 anti-missile defense system, which means now that the Iranians can shoot down Israeli warplanes that may do some sort of a sortie over Iran to knock out their NAFIT nuclear program. Hamas, which is in the Gaza Strip, fires weekly missiles into Israel, and Israel isn't doing anything about it, at least at this point. The situation is untenable. It can't continue like this forever. Hezbollah in the north is entrenched in the northern Lebanon with over 100,000 rockets pointed at Israel. Syria has 10,000 troops surrounding the Lebanese border, plus their tanks. The Russians are in all over the place. They're selling arms to the Syrians. They're selling arms to the Iranians. Libya, I mean, it is all over the place. These are the nations that are mentioned specifically in that prophecy. So my opinion is that war is coming into that area, and I believe that we will see a nuclear exchange, which is what the prophecy says, not what I say. We will see a nuclear exchange, and this will cause the greatest amount of fear that this planet has ever witnessed. The greatest level of fear. The greatest level of fear. And that's when we'll see the UFO manifest, in my opinion. That's my theory.
And here's the last question I wanted to ask for you. It was kind of thrown out there in the chat room. I want to throw it out too. We talked to a lot of people dealing with Bigfoot, stuff like that. We've actually talked to Stanton about the possibility that Bigfoot might be the aliens repopulating a species that was wiped out. Is this, in your opinion, another alien hybrid?
Hard to say what it is. Bigfoot's been around for, the Indians have legends of Sasquatch and all that, which is, it's hard to say what we're looking at there.
Could this be a Nephilim gone bad?
Is it just another ape? Who knows? Is it a skunk ape? Is it is it some sort of a primate which we haven't discovered yet, or is it in fact some sort of a Nephilim? I don't know.
Now, your website is Spiral of Life?
Correct. www.spiral, like a spiral staircase, Spiral of Life. All the books are up there, but that's a landing page. You can get to the site from there, but that's a landing page specifically for the alien interviews. There's some really, really scary quotes there when you look at the book cover. It's $6. It's interactive. It takes you, not only are you listening to the interviews and reading the interviews rather, but you can click to different websites, different YouTube sites. I mean, it's a wealth of information by really the leading people in the field, some of the leading people in the field. And then I weigh in at the end with about a 20, 30-page, paper on what I think this is. And I equate it to the Shroud of Turin, which we didn't have time to get into tonight, but that's okay.
Spiraloflife.com, L.A. Marzulli. That's Lynn Marzulli. Lynn, can you hang on with us while we wrap up tonight?
Certainly can. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you so much for joining. I've got notes in front of me now. I'm shaking my papers. There's more than I can go over in the next week. But, Sean, it's time for us to thank all our listeners for joining us tonight for the Ghost Man and Demon Hunter Show.
Absolutely, everybody. And be sure to check out our website at www.ghostanddemon.com and log on to our forums because we really want to hear from you.
And don't forget, if you missed any part of this or any Ghost Man and Demon Hunter show, you can check it out at Planet Paranormal, Podomatic, Podcast Alley, iTunes, Mediafly, Podbean, Blueberry, Podcast Pickle, the Parrot X Radio Network, the Podfeed Community, and the Black Vault Radio Network. Thanks to OmniSound and KarmaCast for having us. Don't forget, this is our last show of the year, but we will be back in 2009. We love you all.
Yeah, absolutely. Merry Christmas, guys, and Happy New Year. Hey, don't go changing Ghost Hunters. We won't. We love you.
We love you, everybody. Happy New Year.